Hey guys, it's BW and we're back out in the garage. In this video we're going to fit up our roof. Just getting it unboxed right now. First time I'm looking at it. That's an extremely bad habit. You should check it when it comes in the freight, but I didn't do that. But we're checking it now. We're fairly confident it's okay. It doesn't look like it has any damage to it. So let me just finish getting it out of the box. I'm just going to set it on top of the roof right now. I just want to see how it's going to fit. Alright guys, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, all things considered. We got things sitting where we think we want them. And we're going to have to make a repair to this aftermarket skin. I'll show you what I think and what I'm going to do, and I'm hoping it corrects it. And don't be alarmed. You see all the dents in this stainless. It's the stuff that came with the car. We also got a brand new set that came with the car that's up in the attic. I think this stainless was also aftermarket stuff, but it is helping us align things and get things where they're supposed to be. You can see down here where the paint line was. And this whole piece has to go up almost 1/4 of an inch, but it can't come up anymore because of this corner comes way in. And let me show you what I think. It's like you can see how it has this big exaggerated and then comes back down. I think that was a stamping error. I know that they slightly do that on the one stock. I've always looked in it, but let me show you what I'm talking about on the passenger side. It's very, very slight because this passenger side's absolutely perfect. See how it comes up and it's just a nice soft, up just a hair and then back in. And look how the stainless hugs it, right? Now that's where our lead line goes. And I do have the stainless snapped into the 3 clips on each side of the posts because they are still there. I mean, that's just showing you where we need to be. I mean, as close as we can be to where we need to be. So my solution, I think, here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this along here. And I'm going to sand a little bit of it out, tap it in, take another look, and just keep going back until this stainless looks like the passenger side. And then I think we're going to watch that old overspray line come right in where it's supposed to be. It's funny because I'm using those reference points, but you got to have a reference point, right? You got to have something to go by. And truth be told, this stainless never fit great on this side. The other side looked pretty decent. Over here, look at they have a big crease in it that was in it, and it was always kind of wonky, pushed a little bit. So hey, maybe when that thing rotted out, maybe things relaxed there a little bit. It could be a little bit of that too. But the only way we're going to get out of this hole is to do what I'm suggesting, and we're just going to cut this and reform this. We're making some pretty good headway here. I cut from the end all the way up to where this arrow is, hit it in about 3/16, and then we sanded that much out of this, and it coming right in. Now, there's still a little bit up where the mist stamp is, so I think our next move is to lift the skin up and see if I could just peen this area that way just a tiny bit, because I could almost get half of that out if there was a clip there, but it's just a hair more, and I think we're going to be in business. All right, well, we pulled the windshield out, and I wanted to close this off and sand it out, which I did, and then I opened this one up. I didn't want to open this one until this one was closed because I didn't want this part moving around. I guess that makes sense, right? We didn't want to screw up where we got it to fit good. And now we're going to take a little bit of this S out, and what I did there is, like I said, I just put a little slit here and we tap this out, and now I'm just going to run a couple beads through there, sand it out, and then we'll put the windshield in and we should be good to go on this thing. As close as we're gonna get it with grinding and welding and cutting, and that, I'm really happy with how that turned out. It wasn't really that much to do, and it's gonna save us when we go to try to put trim on down the road. You know, it's time. I'm just kind of planning our welds, right? Everywhere you see a hash, I'm gonna put a spot weld. Plus, we're gonna have a series of plug welds under the bottom. Of course, wherever we have the self-tappers that I have ground down right now, we'll have, from this side, we'll have us some, probably 5 or 6 total across the flange of plug welds on the back side. And you guys can see every inch we're gonna do the spot welds. All along the drip rail, we're gonna do spot welds every inch. At the ends, a little less than an inch. All right, same thing across the back. Wherever there's a flange and I can get into the back, we will put some plug welds. All right, well, these spot welds on the drip rails come up really, really good. I'm happy with them. I put one every inch going down, as you can see. Put a little stamp mark on them. Once we get the seam sealer in there along the edge and we start piling the epoxy and the paint, I'm hoping it'll look just like it was from the factory. Now, there's going to be a lot of guys that tell you or tell me, oh, that's overkill, whatever, dude. They were saying just tack it on the corners and glue the middle. I get it, but I can't control the temperatures in the wintertime of my shop. All right, I got an open flame when I'm out here working, and it's nice and comfortable, but I can't have it 50 degrees or higher for the panel bond and all that other stuff. Besides, this is the way it was done at the factory, and I kind of dig doing it that way. All right, so now we're looking through here, and we got our plug welds on the sails, same thing both sides, and you guys can see the same thing down this drip rail. Every inch we got a spot weld, and we got the fronts welded over. Now, I just switched the tips back to the regular for the flange, the back glass flange, and the windshield flange. I got new ones right there, but you guys that been paying attention to the shorts and everything, remember, and I think I might even showed it earlier in the video, we had these extension tips. But look how far they got burned down. Half the distance is gone. I used both sets. So I used a set on the driver's side and a set on the passenger side, because when I was bringing it around like the third weld over here, they were getting so short it made an arc mark right there. And that's why we couldn't use the standard, remember, because when we're pinching down, they're too fat and it arcs against one side or the other, even if you have one little misstep with the holding that big heavy thing up. So the tips did their job, but I think I paid 35 bucks for 2 pair on Amazon, and I used both of them for the drip rail job. But now we're back to the regular one. I'm babbling. All right, well, there it is. 48 spot welds across the front flange and 45 across the back. Every inch we put a spot weld. We did the math, and between each drip rail having 43 each and the front and back flange, we have 181 spot welds. A little spot welder that could. Like, all I got left now on this roof job is to do what I said. I'm going to back it up. I already punched the holes a while ago, so I'm going to jump in there with the MIG. Okay, guys, well, we got a couple of the plug welds in, but our MIG lead, I think it's on the fritz. I got no complaints, man. I've had this Eastwood MIG 180 for 5 years. It's been a workhorse in the shop. I maybe burned up 2 contact tubes in that whole time. It's always dialed in, but I always keep my stuff clean and take care of it. But it's just getting old, so I think I just ordered a new lead for it. You can see where it's a little dry rotty there. So there must be just a bad connection somewhere. I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. I ordered a new lead, and it'll be here tomorrow. So I feel like we could wrap this video up. You guys get the gist of it, right? We put the skin on our roof skin on our 1970 Nova. Those of you that have been watching know that we also did all the brace work underneath, made some custom patches. A lot of this work, if you want to see it, I put it in shorts, so you can just go over and look at all our shorts. Maybe the past 20 will give you this whole job, and the previous from that point. Trying to mix it up a little bit. I don't know, man. I'm just having some fun, and I'm bringing everybody along that wants to watch. All right, we're growing a little bit over there on Facebook. Just look me up, Brian Winters or BW's Garage. I'm over there. Come over and give a follow and hang out over there if you want to. We're on Instagram, BW Garage 55, and we're also on TikTok, BW Garage 55. All right, man. Till the next time. Take care, everybody.